It won't be long before we'll be at the base. It's so cold out here. I can't believe I agreed to this adventure.
Don't worry, it's gonna be fine. I've been here a couple times, so I can safely tell you that our lives are safe, as long as we don't do anything stupid.
Well, that's not really a question for me, Mikey. In this environment, I'm sure I'll just do what I'm told.
Let me give you a little briefing. We are now at a base in the middle of the mountains. As you may have noticed, the air here is rarefied, so it's a little harder to breathe than usual. But that's okay. You'll get used to it. The most important thing is to stay away from the cliffs, because if it snows suddenly, you're basically dead.
Well, in general, we understood such and such information perfectly well ourselves. It's very cold in here, so I'd as soon go inside as possible. After all, I'll be an ice floe in a little while, and we flew for so long that I somehow managed to get tired. And now all I want to do is eat and sleep, but I want to sleep more. So let's just drop some of our stuff and go to bed, and tomorrow we'll start our expedition.
You're right. I've run out of energy. It's better to just take a break and start again with full energy. Good night, Mikey. Well, I'm awake now. Surprisingly, I slept very well. Even now I feel like I have a lot of energy now, which means we should be able to get up the mountain without any trouble. We just have to wake up Mikey, because he can sleep for days on end and we don't have that much time. Mikey, wake up. You're gonna sleep all day.
I'm awake now. Don't worry about it. And I feel like it's the perfect weather to climb to the top of the mountain today. We just need to bring special equipment and supplies of food and water. It's not an easy adventure and you have to be prepared for anything. At some point, we won't be able to go back to the camp because it will be too far away. I think you realize it's a pretty risky endeavor, but we can't fail. After all, we are JJ and Mikey.
Of course we're gonna make it. I did a lot of research before I came here, so I know how to react in different situations. But I just want to believe that I won't need all that knowledge, because it's better if we just get where we're going and then come back. The only downside is, it's very cold. I think it's the first time I've ever been in such harsh weather conditions. On the other hand, you can't know without trying, so go for it.
Now that we're all set, let's go to the launch pad. It's the easiest place to start.
Mikey, I think I'm seeing something weird. We're supposed to be alone here, but look, there's an airplane. Apparently it crashed here. That's so awful. I remember when you and I were in a similar situation and we just miraculously survived. Let's see if there's anyone inside. Although I don't think we can help anyone in there anymore, at least we can get some useful materials. Anything can be useful on a journey this difficult.
Oh my God, that's terrible! Look at all the people on that flight. They all froze to death. That's the kind of ending you don't want to see. And I'm sorry we didn't decide to go up that mountain a little bit earlier. Who knows? Maybe we could have saved them then. Judging by the fact that this plane didn't make the news, it's a relatively recent crash. So they died a couple days before we got here. But I don't think we should be too upset. It's not our fault and we did everything we could.
You're right. We can't help anyone here, so we need to make sure we survive. I think there's still some food on the plane that we can use. It's not like it's spoiled in this cold. And every airplane has a medical supply compartment. I think we should take them too, because anything can happen. It's too bad we didn't think of that beforehand, by the way. We should have taken at least one box of medical supplies. So we're basically lucky to have stumbled upon this plane. His sacrifice will not go to waste and we'll use his help. We can also try to find the black box so we can turn it over to the police.
Well, I don't think that's what we should be doing, because we're not supposed to be anywhere near that plane. And if we bring it to them, we could be charged with theft. We should just report that we saw a crashed airplane, and then let them do what they want. We still have a long way to go, so we need to focus on that. And the rest of it doesn't matter to us yet. By the way, I think I've been here before and I remember a shortcut. Do you think we should venture down it?
Okay, let's not take any chances. I understand you want to get to your destination as quickly as possible, but that doesn't mean we should risk our lives now. So we're gonna take the route we've been shown. I have more faith in it than I do in yours. No offense, but those people basically live here, and they know these mountains like the back of their hand. Mikey, is it just me, or do I see the top of this mountain? That's right, that's it. It looks like it's pretty close, but it's actually a long way off. And from where we're standing, we're gonna have to cross the bridge. We've been told they're strong enough to hold the two of us. So I think it's safe to go.
JJ, I beg of you, just go very carefully. They may look sturdy, but they already have a lot of holes in them.
Oh no, I did fall. I'm not just a bruise this time. Okay, I was finally able to come to my senses, which means I'm a very lucky man. because usually a fall from that height ends very badly for people. I gotta figure out a way to get out of here. I knew I should have watched my step.
JJ, you hold on and I'll be right down. I don't want to fall down like you, because that would be bad. No, I'm falling. That's terrible. JJ, help me, please. I beg you. An icicle pierced my leg. How are we ever going to get to the top now?
Okay, Mikey, you just lay here for a while and I'll figure something out. Who would have thought it would start so badly? We're not even a third of the way through and we're already in a critical situation. But there's still a chance we can keep going. We just have to get this icicle off of Mikey. And I think a bonfire would be perfect for that. Just have to dress his wound afterward. It's gonna be hard to walk uphill with a leg like that.
You have no idea how much it hurts when an icicle pierces your foot. Not only does it hurt like hell, but it's also very cold. But something tells me that it's because of the cold that I don't feel all the pain that I really do. I just want to drop everything and just fly back. By the way, isn't that the sound of a helicopter?
I don't know what you heard in there. I don't think there's a helicopter. Although, stop, the sound is very loud and clear. It's actually a helicopter. We just have to figure out where it's flying. This is a very good opportunity for you and me to get back to base. We just have to get its attention. Good thing I found some smoke bombs in here. I'll throw them all so we're sure to be spotted. But that depends on whether the pilot even looks down. Because if he just flies away, we're gonna be in big trouble. Not this. Looks like he didn't see me after all. Of course, I'm so deep I can't even throw grenades to the surface. That's too bad. Who knows when another helicopter will fly this low over us? Are we doomed?
Look, we can't just sit here and suffer anymore. In my case, lying down. But that's not the point. You have to get the icicle out of me and treat the wound. I think we can do it. There's a reason we took the first aid kits from that plane. You'll see, I'll be back on my feet in no time. And then you and I can keep climbing the mountain. Just don't feel sorry for me and do the best you can.
All right. Well, you just hang in there. I think I know how to do this, so you're not gonna die from blood loss. But it's gonna hurt a lot. That's how I was trained for this kind of thing at the Army base. They taught us to ignore pain no matter how much it hurt. But I'm guessing you're not the least bit timid either. That's a good thing. It'll take a little time to heal, and then we can move on. To be honest, I didn't think we'd make it.
It's not a big deal. You of all people realize that you and I have been in situations where we've been in several times more painful, and we survived. So it's just a little scratch that you don't have to worry about.
So, let's start getting out of here. As I realized, we can't just go up because there are no stairs. So for you, we're gonna have to make some ladders, and we need to make a lot of them because this gorge is quite deep. We're lucky to have some wood blocks. Other adventurers must have fallen in here too. I think we can thank them for giving us a chance to survive. I wish I had a second harpoon, because if I did, we'd be upstairs by now, and there'd be nothing to craft.
That would really be great. Now we have to push back with what we have. And ladders are a pretty quick option too. If I were to just climb up the blocks, it could take me hours. So you just wait for me upstairs for a while and I'll go up. Hopefully nothing else will happen to us. By the way, thanks for helping me make the ladders. My leg may have healed, but I still feel a little pain. So I would definitely do them a lot longer. Now let's get out of here. I think the top of the mountain is waiting for us.
Of course you are. I don't want to pick up and just turn around at the beginning of the journey. I've barely agreed to this adventure, but since I did, I'm gonna go all the way. It's not gonna be good for my stats. After all, I've never failed an adventure before. I don't want something so simple to be my problem. I'm just gonna go ahead and get through whatever obstacles this mountain throws at us.
JJ, I got out and I'm doing well. So just keep climbing higher and wait for me. I'll catch up with you for sure.
All right, I'll go ahead. And I realize that Mikey's gonna have a hard time keeping up with me, so we're gonna have to go up a little slower, and it's all because of Bridge. Look, Mikey, there's some kind of cave in front of us. I think we should get in there and take a little break. The weather's not very nice right now, and it's starting to get dark. We're not gonna make it up the mountain in these conditions, so this cave is almost like a gift for us. At least there we can warm up a bit and lie down. I'll be honest with you, I'm pretty tired already.
That's awful. Look at the number of tours. But why did they all die? I'm sure they wanted to climb to the top of the mountain as much as we did, which means they must have had special equipment. JJ, I think somebody killed them, so we should be careful. I have no idea what kind of animal could do such a terrible thing to people. One thing I can think of, though, and it's a polar bear.
Quiet! don't make so much noise. In this situation, we have only two choices. Kill the bear or be killed. And I'm certainly in favor of the first option, so help me beat it. It may be big, but I know bears are slow and clumsy, which means I can sneak up behind him and strike from there. The best part is I have my sword with me. It's a good thing I didn't leave it at the base. We couldn't have beaten it with our bare hands.
Come on, JJ, there's not much left. I can already feel the bear slowing down his punches and reactions, which means a few more strikes and we can kill it. The most important thing is to stay alert, because the most dangerous enemy is the one on the verge of life and death. Remember that if you get hit, you won't get off easy. And I don't think we have that many first aid kits to use all the time.
Well, that's it. We got him killed, which means we have to help this guy we found here. I'm sure if we keep him warm, he'll come to his senses and stay alive, but it's a fine line. If he's got a really strong will to live, he'll hang in there till the last possible moment. Anyway, we've got a first aid kit, so we can try to get him out of here, but I think we'll be fine without it.
The most important thing is to control the amount of fire that will hit it, because I read somewhere that in case of frostbite it is necessary to warm the victim very carefully, because if you overdo it, the limbs or organs can just fall apart. And then something tells me that nothing can help him, unless you and I are wizards who can bring people back from the dead.
I completely understand, but we have to go to extreme measures, because if we don't, he could die. And I don't want to feel guilty about not being able to save him, so we do what we're supposed to do.
Am I dead? This place doesn't look like heaven or hell, though, which means I'm still alive. Guys, I take it you guys kept me warm and saved me. Thank you so much. You have no idea how grateful I am. I had resigned myself to the fact that I was just gonna freeze to death in a bear's den. I think I'd better get off this mountain and never come back here again.
Well, good luck to you then. It's not that far to the base. In the meantime, we've got to keep going up there. Time is running out, and we're going up too slowly. At this rate, we'll run out of resources, and we won't be able to keep going.
We've been climbing for so long. I can hardly feel my legs. I wish we could find a cave to rest in again. The slope is so steep we can't even sit down. You have to be on your feet all the time. JJ, let's do something. I don't think I can do this anymore.
Just hang in there a little longer, Mikey. We were told when we first arrived at the base that there was another one, but it was even higher up. And that's what I'm talking about. This is where we can rest. I wonder if there's people here. The thing is, this base is physically impossible for helicopters to get up to. So we have to climb up the mountain to visit this place. Those who live here are real heroes who are not afraid of anything in this world.
I'm really shocked at them. You have to know how to live at this altitude. By the way, don't you think it's getting a little loud out there? I thought there shouldn't be any sounds at this altitude, but they're getting louder and louder. It's starting to freak me out. JJ, don't tell me it's an avalanche, although I'm already realizing that myself. Why is it that everything happens just when we're in the neighborhood? We've got to get somewhere to hide before this wave of snow buries us.
No, Mikey, we can't hide. These cabins can't withstand an avalanche like this, so we just have to hope we survive. Once again, I got lucky and didn't die. I feel like I'm gonna waste all my luck on this adventure, but it's still better than dying on a mountain without ever getting to the top. So I'm gonna dig myself out and go find Mikey as soon as possible. I hope he's okay too. I can't be sure about the other people. They were asleep, so there's a chance they suffocated. It's dangerous up here. Now we have to bring Mikey to his senses. I saw that he managed to hide in one of the houses, so he's probably lucky to be alive. That's very good. I wouldn't have forgiven myself for killing a friend in that situation. I also need to clean this place up. The avalanche was really big and took out almost everything. I can't even imagine what would have happened to us if we had come across it under different circumstances. Mikey, wake up soon. We don't have time to sleep now, and you were just knocked out by an avalanche. There's not much time left.
That's terrible. So we couldn't avoid that avalanche after all. Well, at least we survived. That means we can continue our ascent up the mountain.
I'm sorry we scared you with our deaths. We're not really afraid of such avalanches. When you live at such an altitude for so long, you get used to everything. So, go ahead and don't look back. Everything will be fine with us.
I can't believe an avalanche is nothing to them. You can see how helpless people like you and me who flew here from the city are, but I'm glad they're okay, so we can continue our ascent.
Of course, we're only a little bit away from the top.
Look, Mikey, we're almost at the top of this mountain. To think we actually made it. How much we've had to overcome to stand up here.
JJ, I don't think this is the end of our problems. I'm hearing scary noises again, so we have to be careful. Something tells me there are avalanches here all the time. That's why they put that sign up. We'll have to climb at intervals so we don't get caught in the snow.
You're right. Even at the very end, we're having a hard time. I think it's one of the hardest mountains to climb. There's even bears up here, and they're so big, it's scary to talk about it. And then there's the constant avalanches. I get the impression that the devil himself created this mountain.
Whoever made it doesn't matter so much anymore, because we still made it to the top, and I congratulate you. It looks like we're basically the first ones to do it. It's such a cool view. There's literally no one in the world taller than us.
You're right. It does have a great view. We should stay here for a while and then head back down. I'm just not feeling strong enough. I'm starting to feel a little dizzy, so I'm just gonna lie here and rest for a while. I mean, what's the rush now that we've accomplished the mission?
So JJ, you definitely can't fall asleep here. It's very dangerous because you could die. I mean, we've been told it's gonna be a lot harder to breathe than it is on the surface. So you just take deep breaths and don't be nervous. I'm begging you, just don't fall asleep. I don't want to lose a friend like that.